It has to be accepted that though Semankudi Srinivasa Iyer's style of music does not have the daredevilry of G&B, it is purely traditional and mellifluous, like water flowing in a stream rhythmically. Semankudi was a colourful personality who dominated Carnatic music for most of the 20th century. Sinu, as he was referred to in his younger years, was born as the third son of Radhakrishna Iyer and Dharmambal of Semankudi village, Tanjore district on July 25, 1908. He belonged to a family with rich musical heritage. His mother's brother was the famed violinist Thirukodikaval Krishna Iyer, and it was in his house that Sinu was brought forth into the world. A first cousin on his mother's side, Semankudi Narayanaswamy Iyer, was a famed violinist. Sinu was admitted to a school in nearby Deepankudi, but his interests lay in music from the beginning. The area was famed for regular music recitals. It was at these places that young Sinu was found to be in his element. Later, he would try and reproduce all that was performed. Seeing this, his father decided that music might be the line for his son. He approached nephew Narayanaswamy Iyer to formally begin teaching the boy. Thus, on Vijayadashmi Day in 1917, Sinu began his tutelage. However, the arrangement proved short-lived, with Narayanaswamy Iyer moving on to Kumbakonam. Shortly after, he became a student in residence in Thiruvidaimarudur of Gotavadyam expert Sakaram Rao, who was very good in vocal music as well. Apart from his study under the Guru, Sinu had the opportunity to listen to a number of concerts in the town and a number of Nadaswaram recitals that accompanied temple procession, which Sinu loved. The long and sonorous alapanas on the Nadaswaram would fill his mind. In later years, he said that his raga expositions were based on the Nadaswaram recitals he had heard in those early years. The tutelage continued till 1920, when Rao fell seriously ill and could not continue teaching. Sinu bid a tearful farewell to his guru, but never forgot the happy days in Thiruvidaimarudur. In later years, he ensured that a monthly pension was paid out of his earnings to Rao's wife till her demise. Sinu's brothers, who had moved to Kumbakonam by this time, approached Umayalpuram Swaminatha Iyer, who agreed to teach the boy. He also was able to avail of lessons from Narayanaswamy Iyer, thereby making rapid progress under two gurus.
Re re ga ma pa ma ni sa re ni pa ri sa re ga ma pa ma ga ma ri sa re ni pa ri sa re ga ma re pa ma pa da.
உன் சாரீரம் சங்கீதத்துக்கு ஒத்து வராது. நான் சொல்கிறேன்னு நீ தப்பாக நினைக்காதே. உன் குரல் கொட்டாங்குச்சியை தரையில் வச்சு தேய்ச்ச மாதிரி இருக்கு. நீயும் உன் மாமா மாதிரி பிடில் வாசிக்க கற்றுக்கோயேன். சரிங்க.
Sinu's voice broke in 1924, and it appeared that he would never be able to sing again. He took up independent residence and began to concentrate on bringing his voice under control. He thus screamed and shouted himself hoarse for hours on end. Many of his neighbors cheered at his attempts, Sinu, however, continued undaunted in the grueling task till his voice was tamed. Unfortunately, he had also damaged his vocal cords permanently. It was at this time that he was taken on as a disciple by Maharajapuram Vishwanatha Iyer. Perhaps remembering the difficulty he had with his own voice when it broke, he encouraged Sinu whenever the latter was depressed, and also took him on as a vocal accompanist for his own concerts. His first concert came about in 1926 through the good offices of Kumbakonam Aragiya Nambi Pillai, a renowned mridangist of the period.
ஸ்ரீ செம்மங்குடி சீனிவாச ஐயர் அவர்கள் என்னுடைய தாத்தாவான ஸ்ரீ மகாராஜபுரம் விஸ்வநாதர் அவர்களோட சிஷ்யர். பல ராகங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு பாருபல்க பாடினார்னா அவர் தன்னோடதுன்னு முத்திரை பதிச்சார். அதை சாலக்கல்லோட எங்கள் தாத்தாவும் பாடியிருக்கார். இன்ஃபேக்ட் வெறும் அந்த கீர்த்தனத்தை பாடி அதுக்கு ஸ்வரம் பாடுறச்ச இல்லலோ சரி வரலோ இல்லலோ அந்த ஸ்வரங்கள் அந்த சட்டு ஸ்வரம் சரி தசா சரி ம பத பரி ம பத ம பத சத மகரி சரி தசா சரி ம பத பரி ம பத ம பத சரி மரி சரி சனி தத பத சரி தச பத சரி ம பத சரி தச சரி மசா மகரி சரி மயிலோ தாதா பம பத பம பத பம பத மப மத பத மப மகரி சரி மயிலோ தாதனி தரு மகரி சரி மயிலோ அப்படின்னு சும்மா போட்டுக்கு வந்தால் எடுத்துக்கோ வாங்கிக்கோ அப்படின்னு சொல்கிற மாதிரி தன்னுதான் ஆக்கின்றவர் சங்கீதத்தை.
The All India Congress session held in Madras in 1927 had a music conference as a part of the proceedings. Among the outcomes of this session was a decision to begin a music academy in the city. Sinu was one of the artists who performed during the conference, and the music lovers of Madras city sat up and took notice of Semankudi Srinivasa Iyer. His concert career began to pick up.
His style is a very natural style. That is, when I said natural, it is like rivers flowing naturally. Everything used to be very, very traditional, classical. If you have any doubt, one can listen to his music and clear their doubts, one's doubts from his music. He is an institution by himself.
Despite being a junior, Semmangudi affected the manners of senior Vidwans, which created an impression of his being far elder compared to his real age. He also forged friendships of Kalladai Kurichi, Tirunelveli, who were all in the business of banking. In addition, he was noticed by wealthy businessmen such as T.T. Krishnamachari, lawyers such as N.D. Varadacharyar, and civil servants such as S.Y. Krishnaswamy, eminent lawyers and civil servants. He entered their inner circle and stayed there. He also formed close friendship with T. Sadashivam. of the two rival factions that celebrated the Tyagaraja Aradhana, Semankudi owed allegiance to the Chinna Katchi and gave concerts at the annual celebrations each year. In 1929-1930, he switched sides and Malaikotte Govindaswamy Pillai, the kingpin of the Periya Katchi, gave Semankudi a top billing. Semankudi cut his first RPM disc in 1931. It featured Neelakanta Shivan's Navasiddhi Petralum in the raga Karahara Priya. This was an outstanding hit and he was to forever be associated with the raga. By 1932, he was accepted as a Vidwan of high stature and counted among the top rankers. His music was marked by full-throated singing with grand and highly imaginative alapanas. However, his voice lacked power and it required tremendous effort on his part in making it sing whatever his imagination created.
சில பேருக்கு சொல்லுவார்கள் ரொம்ப ஓவர் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணினா சாரீரம் வீணா போயிடும். நான் அப்படி பண்ணி வீணா போடணும்னு இப்படி சொல்லுவேன். அப்படி சொன்னாரே ஒழிய அவரை சாதகம் பண்ணி அந்த தொண்டையை தன் வசப்படுத்திட்ட மாதிரி இன்னொருத்தரால் பண்ண முடியல. அவரை ஆரம்ப காலத்தில் நீ பாடுறதுக்கே லாயக்கு இல்லை, வேறு ஏதாவது வாத்தியம் எடுத்துக்கோன்ட்டு சில பெரியவரெல்லாம் சொல்லியிருக்கார். அந்த பேச்சை முறியடித்து எப்படியான பாடி சாதிச்சாகணும், பாட்டில் சாதனை பண்ணி ஆகணும்னுட்டு ஒரு பெரிய வெறியோடு பண்ணி யார் அப்படி சொன்னாலும் அவள்கிட்டயே பாடி காட்டி ஆஹா இவ்வளவு நன்னா எப்படிப்பான ஒரு சாரீரம் வந்தது, எப்படி நீ இப்படி பாடுற அப்படிங்கிற அவள் புகழற அளவுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சாரீரத்தை கொண்டு வந்தார் அவர் வழிக்கு.
Two unsuccessful operations in 1936 and 1941 brought further setbacks to his voice. Therefore, when he received an offer to join Harikeshanallur Muttaya Bhagavathar at the Swati Tirunal Academy in Trivandrum, Semankudi accepted it. The objective of the academy set up in 1939 by the junior Maharani Sethu Parvati Bai was the resuscitation of the songs of the composer King Swati Tirunal.
அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டிவ் கெப்பாசிட்டி ரொம்ப உண்டோ. திருவாரூரத்தில் காலேஜில் இருக்கிறோம். இந்த காலேஜ் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ரொம்ப அழகாக பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தார். அவர் திருவாரூரத்தில் இருந்த 23 வருஷம் அவர் அங்கே ஊனின சீடு தான் சங்கீதத்துக்கு அங்கே சீடு அவரை போட்டார்னே சொல்லுவேன். கேரளத்தில் அந்த கர்நாடக சங்கீதம் அவ்வளோ தூரம் பெருசாக விளங்கி ரொம்ப அழகாக இன்றைக்கும் அந்த ஸ்டாண்டர்டு இருந்துருக்கு. அங்கே கேரளத்துலேருந்து ஒருத்தன் வந்து கர்நாடக சங்கீதம் பாடினானாக்கா அதில் அந்த ஸ்டாம்ப் இருக்கும் இன்றைக்கும்.
Muttaya Bhagavathar, who had begun the task, required assistance, and Semankudi was expected to fulfill the role. He threw himself to the task with his usual wholehearted vigor. In 1942, when Muttaya Bhagavathar stepped down, Semankudi was elevated to the post of the principal. Semankudi, with his intelligence and practical bent of mind, went on to make several reforms at the academy. He transformed the diploma course that the academy was offering into a 4-year degree course. He convinced the Maharani and the Diwan that courses in instrumental music were also needed, and managed to introduce them for the veena and the violin. Later, a dance division was also added. The royal family was immensely pleased with Semankudi's efforts and conferred the Rajya Seva Nirata on him in 1945. His compilation of 101 kritis of Swati Tirunal was released in 1947. He continued in his job as the principal of the academy after the accession of Travancore in 1947 till his retirement in 1963. He was awarded Sangeeta Kalanidhi in 1947. He was the youngest vocalist to receive the title. He issued a statement in 1946 wherein he said he had no objection to singing in Tamil, but did not like being forced to do so. Whenever he had the opportunity to visit Madras, he would be an honoured guest of T. Sadashivam. Semankudi began to hone the talents of M.S. Subbalakshmi and soon was widely acknowledged as her guru. At heart, he was a man deeply devoted to music. He never stopped learning. He learned many a song from T. Brinda and Muthuswami Dikshitar's songs from Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini of Subbulama Dikshitar.
My mother was very fond of him, and she always wanted him to have more and more of excellence